Okay, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for our first official office hours. Office hours are a time where you can come, anyone from the community can come and join us during our tribe meeting time, and you can get to know what's going on with us. You can ask us important questions. You can hear about new programming and opportunities to work with us in the community and everything that we have going on. And so our first office hours is a presentation around the Liberated Birth Recovery Fund. We announced this amazing opportunity just a few weeks ago during Black Maternal Health Week, and we want to give you a deep dive in what it all entails. So welcome, I'm T. Luna Imhotep. I'm the curator of culture and experience, and I will give my tribe a moment to introduce themselves as well.
Hey y'all, I'll kick us off. My name is Joy Spencer, and I am Executive Director at EBB. And apologies in advance for being off camera. I'm trying to do a really good job at advancing these slides. And I will popcorn it to Brienne.
Hey everyone, my name is Brienne Wyman and I am EBB's Communication Assistant. And I will popcorn it to Star.
Hey everyone, I'm Star. I am EBB's Family Services Coordinator. Oh, sorry, I'll popcorn to Liat.
I was ready. Hey everyone, I'm Liat Fleming Roscoe, and I am the Donor and Volunteer Engagement Coordinator, and really excited to see everyone here, and I'll pass it back to T. Lou.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you to my amazing tribe here at Equity Before Birth, and we are here to be a service to our community. So today's agenda, we are going to dive deep into our presentation and our program that we are just starting. And so there will be a three-part informational session about our program over the Liberated Birth Recovery Fund, and then we'll have closing, introduce our next office hours date and time, and then have time for a little bit of Q&A, but we will try to stop on time at 12 p.m. for everyone. All right, so our part one is the story that shapes our journey from transactional to relational support models. So if you're new to Equity Before Birth, I want to give you a brief overview about our organization. Equity Before Birth started as any normal community-based charity. We provided and continue to provide support to families who express need. Without much conditions around that, we cover the cost of culturally congruent care, essential baby items, transportation, and we initially covered supplemental income, which was our version of paid leave support for paid maternal leave. We found in this process since 2020 until now that providing financial support is absolutely needed, but that families often found themselves back into financial binds while facing another pregnancy or after the baby arrives. And then we also found that families could really benefit from further understanding and be in a relationship and community with us and each other. And so within our supplemental income program, we found that one, as you see here, there is more need than funding, that due to a lack of paid leave in the country, that there are so many families who are in need during their, whether it be the advised 6 weeks of maternity leave or further, many jobs do not provide this type of resource for their employees. And so we were really running into a bind when it came to the cost. In 2021, it costed us about an average of $10K per family to receive support. And as you can imagine, from a donation-based or charity-based organization, that started to really deplete our funding. And we were needing to take time, which enacted our pause, to be able to start fundraising and really get a reign of things so that we can see how much need there actually is and what we can do about it. And that led us to a model that is based off of being intentional, intimate, and sustainable in a way that we can not only supply people, the families who come to us, with opportunities for advocacy, training, financial literacy, but also a space where they can build community. So all right, so in 2022, we started what we call listening sessions in partnership with Mom Rising, who provided us funding to be able to provide stipends for families to come and hear their voices and talk about how the impact of not having paid leave, PTO, or paid maternity leave impacted their pregnancy experience, their birthing experience, their postpartum experience, and just their parenting and experience as a whole. About 108 families registered over the course of 3 sessions, and we were able to use this intimate space for conversation as our first level of needs assessments to develop this program that we are doing now. These are the things that we found, and you could take the time to read over them more in depth, but we found that it's important to pay people for their time. And so with our funding from Moms Rising, we did just that. And we found that people were willing to not only come and show up, but also be, participate in the conversations that were being had. That community is emotional support. So while we do offer funding for therapeutic support for our families, we found through questions and polls that people actually felt more supported by being able to talk in small groups like we had created. We found that accountability comes in diverse forms. And so people want to be held accountable. They want to, show up to the things that they are trying to show up for, but life happens. And so we had to learn how to roll with a form of accountability that was flexible, but also that held people for their word. And that's very important. And request feedback up front. And so we've been in our process, as most organizations are, in evaluations and feedback. And we found that requesting feedback up front was extremely beneficial, because maybe people don't have time to come right back around and answer an email, but putting feedback forms in the chat allowed them to respond immediately. Now, what we are all about, and so we are here to revolutionize financial support through our work in economic and birth justice. And so it really all starts here. So through our experience of our paid leave sessions, it offered us an opportunity to shift the perspective of what paid leave really looks like for the families that we serve, into models that became more oriented around financial literacy and advocacy and what it all could become. And so this allowed us to co-create this model for our economic and birth justice from a holistic perspective and decolonize paid leave. And so here you see our Liberated Birth Recovery Fund is really structured into a 3-point model, which offers non-judgmental financial literacy, holistic well-being and birth education, and a self-paced personal development process that we help our families orient into. So it was important for us to really get a clear image of what our objectives are for our program. And so provided here are the top 6 objectives from us, but we have plenty more, of course, but these are our top 6 objectives. We want to promote positive mental health. We want to increase connectedness and allow them to feel a part of a community and really be involved and be invested in the community that we are co-creating together. We want to support bonding for the health of the mother or birther and the baby, providing space for them and time for them to breast or chest feed if they desire, to get acclimated to the change and shifts in their new family, and also in case that they're having certain conditions around their living space, to get adjusted to that as well. We want to encourage financial well-being. And so when it comes to the work that we do, we don't want to teach people to be dependent or codependent. We want to teach them how to build and grow and change and transform the health of their family in all aspects of their lives. We want to measure holistic health outcomes, and we do this through assessment, wellness wheels, and other forms of education and informational models. And we want to advocate for better paid leave policies. We aim to utilize the evaluations and the work and through this research, this evidence-based research model, in order to continue our fight towards paid leave in America. So, how we soar. All right, so while utilizing the SOAR model analysis, this model will assist us to determine our strategic inquiry, which is the strengths and the opportunities, with our appreciative intent, which are aspirations and results. This basically means that we're getting clear about what we have so far and where we intend to go with this program efforts. And so as you see here, our strengths are in the fact that we already understand that there is a need and there's a desire in our community to have this level of support. We see it as an opportunity to utilize education and advocacy and create this model through a holistic model of care to care for mothers and families. Our aspirations and our goals are to contribute to the essential data and research needed for policy reform that we all have been fighting towards. And the ultimate results that we are aiming for are to provide education and support that families can achieve a lasting sense of liberation for their families and future generations to come. This helps us frame our program with a strategy and vision for success. And so here we are going to introduce without further ado, a deep dive into the Equity Before Birth's Liberated Birth Recovery Fund. So here we have a timeline overview of our 2024-2025 pilot cohort. We have opened our applications in April, and now we are in May, and our applications are still open until May 30th. In July and August, we're going to go.
I can't hear you. I don't know if it's just me. Okay, y'all, let's see.
Through this time period, families will be able to work through a self-paced program, and we will introduce you to that as well. And they will also have opportunities to attend workshops presented from a holistic model of care and also from people throughout the community. And then in May, we will graduate our first cohort and celebrate them and their accomplishments, and also get to welcome their beautiful babies as well. Sorry about that little break. Okay, so why is the cohort structure necessary? And so as you see here, if you have been involved with Equity Before Birth since our inception, then you notice that we have kind of just gone worked in a more of an individual need based of providing services for people. And so we envision an opportunity to, again, co-create community. And so this is why we felt like a cohort structure would really benefit in, one, fostering community, two, being intentional about our impact. It will allow us to have evaluations and feedback and really see and also follow the families as they journey through this process and see how implementing these tools that we provide for them really change the outcome of their lives as a whole. Offer emotional and mental responsibility to each other as a group. Creating an intentional, intimate space means that people will have a chance to be vulnerable, and they know that this is a safe space in order for them to do that. And which will evidently, we would really do hope that it leads to a revolutionary change and shift in their families as a whole. And then this also allows, the small group model gives us space for evidence-based research. We'll be able to have research in real time that shows the impact of and need for paid leave, holistic support, financial literacy as a whole for the community that we serve. Okay, how will this cohort model operate? Excuse me. Our families will move through the 4A principles of healing. And as you see here, that is acknowledgement, awareness, accountability, and abundance. And during this process, they will access diverse levels of wellness and well-being in all areas of their lives, utilizing these 4 principles. And so with that, we are not only being very intentional and purposeful in selecting our ideal families who would work best for a cohort model such as this, because we offer very, numerous benefits, and in return, we do expect a higher level of participation and engagement from our cohort families. So we are seeking families who are actively committed to overcoming financial wounds and are ready to attain financial wholeness, and people who are serious about doing the work to change and shift the way in which their family is operating. All right, and so more on our accountability structure. So first, they will be a part of live group sessions, especially during our 6-week program prep, but throughout the rest of our months together, we will have times to meet live a couple of times a month to go through our budgets, to work together, to heal together, to grow together, to have workshops, to welcome in other professionals, and really dive deep into our educational and personal development models. They are going to have weekly one-on-one mentorship where they will get to work intimately with a mentor to help them through their different tools, help them through their one-on-one, their self-paced work, and also just be there for them as they work through what they're going through. Monthly group budgeting and book reviews. So this, again, is a live session, virtual, that will allow us to work together and to be each other's support throughout this process. They do have 2 opportunities for self-paced work that they can do within their own time frame. One in which is a holistic childbirth education for those families who would like to take that type of education for the birth that they're intending to have, whether it be a home birth or hospital birth. This allows them the opportunity to get free access to a holistic childbirth education. And then, of course, the Liberated Birth Justice one-on-one, which is mandatory for them to cycle through during their self-paced time. And it also allows them the time frame for them to receive their financial assistance in their postpartum period. They will also be partnered together in this accountability partnership, and they will understand that they're not alone. They get to work with a peer through this process and hold each other accountable and support each other. Okay, so this is an overview of our 6-week program prep, which will include weekly meetings, trainings, and workshops. And so for each 2 weeks, we are going to be over a specific subject, as you see here, that will be including decolonized financial management, healing from trauma from a holistic perspective, and revisioning practices that help them recreate and re-envision the life that they want to have for them and their families. And so they will be receiving a Liberated Birth Recovery Fund Success Toolkit, and they will have all the access to everything that they need in order to journey through their 10-month process. So during the time after the 6 weeks that we work intensely together, we will be meeting monthly afterwards, which will include monthly book club reviews that we get to go over new literature that is around the subject that we're working on, birthing liberation, healing generational trauma, and things that around financial wellness and emotional and mental well-being. We will also have guest speakers and wellness groups that will be a continuation from our 6-week program prep. And then we'll have time to work through our budgets and also review the budgets together so that they know that they're not alone. They not only have this sense of accountability, but they also have the support that they need to be successful with the goals that they created for their families. And then in May, we will end our time together with an in-person celebration and graduation for our first cohort. Through this time, they will be working through their self-paced work, as mentioned before, but they will also be able to communicate with their mentors, communicate with myself and anyone else facilitating, and also work with their accountability partners if they need it in order to get through their self-paced work. All right, so the Liberated Birth Recovery Fund committee members, and the document that is submitted in the chat, the SME document, it gives space for more information around this. And so what we are doing is compiling a small committee, first that will include our Equity Before Birth team, our board, and the people who work with us in community, and they will assist us in reviewing applications and conducting interviews for the most suitable candidates. And so we also are inviting everyone who is currently here and anyone who will be watching this recording to join our team as a subject matter expert. And this will allow you the opportunity to really make an impact on it really make an impact on the community that we serve, right? And offer your expertise through a workshop, through a 1-hour presentation, through whatever you feel that you have to give and to be of service to a cohort like this, to see the betterment of these lives of these families. Please, 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 absolutely send me an email. If you check the document, it has my email there. And all I need is your bio or resume and a short proposal. Nothing too fancy, just something that maybe you already are working on and you just want to share it with our community, and we will be so grateful. All right, so who is facilitating this program? I think that's a great question to ask. So for our program, I myself, T. Luna Imhotep, am the program lead. We have Star Mosby, who actually Star's name has changed, which is she is our family sponsorship coordinator who introduced herself already. We also have our program evaluations assistant, who's our intern, Kaya Stevens from UNC Masters of Public Health program, and she is here. If Kaya can say hey to everyone in the chat. And then we have a spiritual well-being expert, one of our guests. She is not with Equity Before Birth community exactly, but she is a guest who will hold healing circles for our families. And then we have a maternal and mental health counselor who's also a guest, and she will be hosting group counseling sessions for our families. And that is our program. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for watching this recording when you get a chance. Again, applications are open right now until May 31st at midnight. Please review the description to learn more and to share this with your community. We are accepting subject matter experts until May as well, unless we need to extend that. And we are accepting committee members' applications as well. And perhaps you may not be able to be a committee member this year, but we will also be doing this next year. And so we are welcoming committee members for the future as well. So please see the SMEs document that's shared in the chat. Please see the application that's also shared in the chat. And please share this recording. So thank you, thank you. Also, the final announcement is that our Q&A office hours, and also we'll go into other information in that next office hours as well, is on May 22nd at the same exact time, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. So we will see you then, and I am complete.